Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today we're revisiting one of my favorite decks, which is Statue of Anguish Traps alongside Trapterrors. Now I first used this deck like 6-8 months ago, something like that, and back then I was using Endless Trap Hell. Then eventually I used Mass Tribute. After the skill got nerfed and the meta evolved, I kind of stopped using this deck. But you know, I like this deck so much, and I was able to be very successful with it in either a KC Cup or a WCS, I can't remember, that I went ahead and blinged them all out. So I have 3 Prismatic Anguish, Swamp Mirror, and Tiki Soul. I have 3 Tiki Soul, but I'm only using 1 in in this deck. Anyway, we're using a skill that I haven't used before, Trap Layer. I first used this skill the other day during a stream using a deck that my boy Bless gave me, and basically it's kind of like Spell Specialist. If you can have 5 or more trap cards with different names in your deck, you will have an improved chance of having trap cards in your starting hand. Again, I'm not sure on the math of that, but by running 5 different traps, 3 of them being Statue of Anguish and 2 of them being Trapterror Final Battle, you have a really high chance of opening up with one of those cards. I don't have a 3rd Final Battle, and honestly, even if I had it, I probably wouldn't use 3, because I still want to open with Statue of Anguish more than I want to open with Final Battle. Not because it's better, just because what I'm trying to do with this deck works best when I have Statue of Anguish, because that's obviously activating another continuous monster trap in order to pop, and then we're gonna use those monsters alongside Nemesis Warrior to bring out the big boys. Because this deck is super weak to Cosmic Cyclone and stuff like that, I went ahead and added double artifact Lancia so we don't lose or back row to Cosmic Cyclone. Of course, if they do it during our end phase, there's nothing we can do. I also have Chaos Hunter just to stop banishing in general. With Lancia though, you have to be careful. If you use it during your opponent's turn and your Umastrix is flipped face up, you're not going to be able to banish their monster either. I have double World Legacy Clash. This was kind of a random throw-in at the deck. You don't have to run Legacy Clash. My reasoning for it was being able to dodge something like Dark Magician, Circle, trying to banish my Nemesis Warrior, or you know, one of my Trapterror monsters. Even though they can negate the World Legacy Clash, the attack reduction, my monster is still able to dodge the banish. So that was kind of the thought process in World Legacy Clash, although you can put anything else. I thought about Enemy Controller as well, but I just went ahead and used this. The rest of the deck is pretty standard Trapterror stuff: triple Nemesis, triple Umastrix, and I only have 1 Stygo Kraken because we can take care of the back row by using our Statue of Anguish, you know, to destroy those cards. The extra deck is just a bluff to throw my opponent off as much as I can. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be done with my monster cards for the next couple of videos, and Trap Layer is another interesting skill to use, which kind of works the same. You know, I'm experimenting with skills that make it easy to start with a certain card. So obviously we have Spell Specialist for spells, Trap Layer for traps, and my monster cards for level 4 lower monsters. So yeah, I might do you know, some other videos with Trap Layer. I might put together some highlights from that stream that when I was using the deck Bless gave me. But yeah, here we're going up against Syrus. And by the way, if you're wondering about Gladiator Beast, I'm probably not going to buy the structure deck, because it doesn't seem that good. It's kind of like Dragunity. I didn't buy Dragunity. I don't think I'm going to buy Gladiator Beast. I'm going to wait. I'm going to, you know, not just go all out on the spending. Alright, but here we're going up against Dark Cavalry. Obviously Dark Cavalry can negate my Statue of Anguish effect because it does target. So the plan wasn't to activate my Statue of Anguish, it was to get my Tiki Curse on the field, so I can get an Umastrix on the board and use my Final Battle. Now there's a couple different things you can do in this scenario. I'm going to try to explain them real quick. Normally, when a monster is already attacking, what you want to do is you want to let the attack go through. When this gets flipped face up in the damage step, then you would activate Actually, yeah, then you would activate to to combine its attack and defense. And I thought that was a targeting effect, but I don't think that effect targets. Yeah, I don't think it targets either. So I could have done that. Instead, I'm going to flip him face up because that effect doesn't target. And my Umistrix is going to activate as a Chain Link 1. My Nemesis Warrior is going to activate as a Chain Link 2, so he's not able to respond with the cavalry. It's kind of the same scenario as used to happen with Red Eyes / Dragon. Red Eyes was like at the peak of their power whenever Subterrors first came out, and then people realized how Subterror could play around the Red Eyes negation. Same thing with cavalry. But yeah, I guess the boosting attack and defense doesn't target either. I thought you had to target, so I didn't want cavalry negating that. But reading it again, it doesn't look like it targets either. Alright, we're going up against Elemental Lords. They have a negation. As soon as my turn began, I could see the delay, so I knew this was a Cosmic Cyclone. My best bet is to just set everything and hope that he misses the final battle. There's the Cyclone. He does miss the final battle, so we are good. Sorcery Conduit. So because he activated the skill to add the Alistair, I knew that was the only Alistair he had. Otherwise, he would have just drawn for turn. Goes for the water. As soon as he summoned the Alistair, I'm going to activate my Umistrix, have my toggle on so I can do this whole play. He adds Invocation. I'm going to flip my final battle. Banish the Alistair before he can activate Invocation to summon the Cositas, and we win. Had he summoned Cositas, we would have to rely on the final battle to boost our attack or defense, whether they're attacking, in order to get rid of it, but we just stopped it before it became a problem. Right, and this is going up against Ritual Beast. Now, to be fair, the Ritual Beast matchup is probably not going to go like this all the time. That one monster is unaffected when it battles, so if you wait to for them to attack into your Umistrix, you're not going to be able to banish it. But luckily for me, I have Artifact Lancia, and Ritual Beast kind of revolve around banishing shenanigans, so we're going to Lancia that. We top deck another Lancia, why not? So it's time to go in with the Tiki Curse and the Tiki Soul. Get rid of both monsters, hit him for some nice damage. Goes for a Pelio. I let him do that because he's either going to get destroyed or my Tiki Soul is going to go back face down. My Tiki Curse. So both scenarios I was okay with. He's going to summon the Elder. I'm going to let him get his additional summon, and then we'll activate the second Lancia, effectively giving us the win now that we have Statue of Anguish as well. Yeah, so no Subterror needed here. We're going to destroy the Pelio. And then at that point, he has no right choice. If he attacks my Tiki Soul, Tiki Curse is going to destroy him because he battled with Tiki Soul. If he attacks the Tiki Curse just gets set face down again. I can activate it and then pop a monster, which is exactly what I was going to do. But he scooped before I was able to finish him off. So yeah, that whole win was double Lancia. I'm not even going to front. Even though we could have, disrupted his play a little bit, the Lancia was what made that win possible, especially without our Subterror engine. All right, here we're going second against what is this, Dark Magician maybe? Yes. So this is Dark Magician. Now they didn't have the best opening hand, but I did have my my strategy scenario going. So if I saw the delay during my turn, meaning this was a navigation, I was going to normal summon my Nemesis Warrior, go for the attack of Magician's Rod. I was still going to set my Tiki Curse. So I guess that would have been a problem since my Nemesis Warrior would have been vulnerable. Anyway, that didn't happen though. He doesn't have the navigation, so I can triple set. I'm not going to attack in case that's like a random wall of disruption. He sets a new card. I know this one is not a threat, so we're going to destroy the new one. ends up being an enemy controller, which I assume he planned on using for illusion maybe. So we're gonna flip the Steigo Kraken. This is a navigation. However, he does not have the Dark Magician in hand. Summons Dark Magician's Rod, goes for the illusion magic. Once again setting it, which leads me to believe that he has illusion in hand. Well, we're not gonna let it get that far. We're gonna go ahead and tribute for Umistrix. Flip the Umistrix, banish. And then that card is just now a dead, whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. This thing, illusion magic. And yeah, we banish, go for the win. So definitely would have been more problematic had he actually gotten the Dark Magician out, but hey, we take those. And then lastly, we have another Syrus. Now for a second I thought I wasn't recording and I was freaking out a little bit. Wow, this is going to be a pretty short video, all things considered. Alright, we got Trap Layer. No skill for my opponent. I'm gonna go for the triple set and the Nemesis Warrior. This is literally the dream hand. You could not ask for a better opening than this. What we're gonna do, oh, going up against Black Wings, I remember this. So he's gonna activate Poison Winds. I need to activate my Tiki Soul and my Statue of Anguish at the same time, because everything is gonna be on the field when the Black Whirlwinds activate. Because he has priority and he has mandatory effects, I mean he has priority to activate his effects, both of his whirlwinds are going to activate, and then my Statue of Anguish is going to activate. Well, because things resolve backward, I'm going to be able to destroy the Poison Wind before he gets a chance to search anything. There we go. Black Whirl activates, Statue of Anguish, destroy the Poisonous Wind, no searches. He's gonna go for Chris. If it was any other monster, not Chris, I would have done the Nemesis play prematurely. But because this guy cannot be destroyed by spell and trap effects, my Statue of Anguish cannot actually destroy him. I believe, because even though I'm a monster, I mean I'm still a trap, so I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But I don't know. Let me know that in the comments if you know how this interaction would go. But anyway, he goes for Devil Gale, wasting both of its effects. We're gonna wait for the Synchro Summon. We already know what this is. It's a monster he can't special summon. It is Syrus. So we just have to eliminate this threat, and we're gonna do that by opening up some space. Nemesis Warrior, send that Umistrix. Even though we don't have Final Battle, that's fine. We have a second trap to activate our Statue of Anguish. Destroy the Raikiri. He loses 1000 life, so that puts him in lethal range after my Umistrix banishes the Gale. So yeah, I used to love this deck, man. We used to have to run a whole lot more traps than this in order to make it consistent. But thanks to Trap Layer, you know, we can cut the traps and still have some other engine, such as, you know, the Hand Trap Lancia with Chaos Hunter, and then Double Legacy that you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, super fun deck. I'm glad I was able to play it again, and definitely had a ton of fun doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.